We did it, everybody! We finally hit Mythic. So it's time that we act like it and we start playing some Mythic level decks. Cue the intro, let's get it. Welcome back to the channel today, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. In today's video, we have a Temur Obosh deck for you. I know that might sound like a weird combination, and I know some of you are very familiar with this deck. This is a very popular deck going around right now on Twitter. A lot of people are using this deck in a lot of different competition formats. So I decided that, you know, we finally made it to Mythic. Let's go ahead and play a Mythic level deck. So Temur Obosh is the first one up. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. But before we do and talk about the deck and get into the gameplay footage, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so. We are about 80 subscribers away from our 1,000 subscriber goal. We're so close. I'm very, very grateful to all of you who've already hit that button. Thank you so much. And if you want to, go ahead and hit that bell as well, because we do post videos 2 to 3 times a week, and I don't want you to miss out on any future content. So be sure to do that and subscribe to the channel. All right. Let's do it. Let's jump right into it. So in today's games, we have this Temur Obosh. It's all Mythic gameplay. We finally made it there. We've been grinding there all month. We finally did it. And like I said, I wanted to make sure that we got some wins right away just to get off on the right foot. Maybe even try for the top 1200. It's not going to happen. It's already the 29th. So it's probably not gonna, we're not gonna have enough time to do that, but we did get a lot of wins with this deck, which is awesome. And I want to say it all kind of revolves around this card right here, Klothys. So Klothys is super good in the meta right now. So Klothys is an indestructible enchantment god that basically we're going to be taking things from graveyards and exiling them to deal 2 damage to our opponent, but also gaining 2 life. There's like a little side thing to that where you can kind of create mana if you exile land cards, but we're going to be focusing on the 2 damage, 2 life. Why is this so good in the meta right now? Because the meta is riddled with rogues. So rogue decks are going to mill you, and this is only going to make your your deck stronger when it's being milled. So if you can get one of these to resolve on the battlefield against a rogue deck, you're pretty much going to be set. Another odd card here that I put into the deck on the main board that not a lot of people are mainboarding is Thrashing Brontodon. Now, I have this in the main board because typically when you make a deck in Magic the Gathering Arena, at least for me, I seem to run into a lot of mirror matchups. I don't know why the matchups typically do that on the game, but Brontodon is a really good tech card against other mirror matchups. And the reason being is that you could kill somebody else's henge. Anyone who gets to henge out first in a mirror matchup in this setup is going to typically win the game. So you want the Brontodon to be able to get your opponent's henge off the battlefield. And the rest of the deck is pretty much the standard shell that you see in this matchup all the time. Obosh is going to be the companion because it helps us late game deal that final bit of damage to win the game. Terror of the Peaks is going to be a 4 of. This is kind of our main win con. Terror of the Peaks comes down. Typically you want it to come down with your Genesis Ultimatum, which we're running 4 of as well. And once this hits the battlefield with a handful of other permanents like the Beanstalk Giant, Bonecrusher Giant and whatnot, it just basically starts machine gunning damage wherever you want it to go. Most of the time you just want to go face and win the game, but typically, I mean, you could even clear the board off your opponent's side for any permanents that they may have. You can kill creatures and things like that. Some things to help us get there are 2 henges of our own. This is a really good card draw engine, but early on we want to try to get an Edgewall Innkeeper out. That's why we have 4 of those, because we do run a lot of adventure spells. We have Lovestruck Beast to pair with it nicely, Bonecrusher Giant, and Beanstalk Giant. So that's a really good card draw engine early on, and we have 4 of all these other adventure cards to help us, with that engine. And then we're also going to need some ramp cards to get us to our big place, and also the ultimatum. So the ultimatum, it has, it requires you to run 7 mana to hit this, but very specific 7 mana. So in order for us to find that, we want to be able to dig for specific mana, and that's why Beanstalk Giant is so good, but also Cultivate. So those 2 cards are going to help us ramp into our ultimatum. Make sure when you're doing these 2 cards that you're not just willy-nilly grabbing, certain colors. You want to make sure that you're pretty much primarily focusing on blue, because it does require 3 blue. The rest of the mana that we have in our base here, it's made up mostly of green and red. There's a lot of green and red in the pathways. So make sure you grab a couple of blues to make sure that Genesis Ultimatum can go off. Make sure you're always aware of that. And then I think that pretty much wraps it up. We do run 4 Kazandu Mammoth, which is also a green land. Kazandu Mammoth is another really good way to kind of, you know, stay on tempo. If you don't have another creature to play, you play the Kazandu Mammoth. It can be very powerful, and that's why we run 4 Fabled Passages, so that way the Kazandu Mammoth can be pumped upwards to, you know, 7 to try to smash your opponent. But also, if you get the Kazandu Mammoth down on curve on turn 3, if you play a land, that will open up your Henge on turn 4, which is awesome. So a lot of synergies here that are happening, and it's very, very powerful. So I do think that if you guys want to just net deck this one, it's a safe one to do so. I net decked a version of this, made a few little changes to it. These Klothys and the Brontodons were sideboarded, so I went ahead and mainboard them for the main deck in best of 1 to help us get there. And I think that's it. That pretty much wraps up this analysis. I know it's a little bit short today. Like I said, it's a pretty common deck. Make sure to take a look at the lands. I won't go through those. Just make sure you take a look and get those down correctly. There's also going to be the list in the description below if you just want to copy paste that to Arena. But let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay footage, and then after the gameplay is over, we'll come back here and talk about and discuss the deck a little bit more. Maybe some things we would change or how we thought it played. So we'll see you there. Peace. All right, here we go. We're playing some Obosh Temur. Obosh Temur. I'm excited to show you guys this one. I got to Mythic recently with the Just Got Control list we posted on the last video, and now that we're in Mythic, I really want to focus on trying to not only stay in Mythic but like progress maybe to top 1200. We got in at Mythic at 90%, and we won a handful of games with this deck, and now we're at 92%. When I logged off last night, we were at 93 though, so there's a lot of people pressing forward trying to get to that top 1200, so it's gonna be a little tricky, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. This deck is pretty nuts, honestly. It's fairly easy to win with, if I do say so myself. Especially in best of 3. There's a really cool best of 3 version of this, but I went ahead and I tweaked it for best of 1 a little bit. I put in a couple things that I know are needed for best of 1 because there are a couple times where we pretty much sideboarded the same 2 cards, which was Klothys and the Brontodon. We sideboarded those 2 cards in every single game. This is a weird matchup for us, I can't lie. Life gain deck, clerics, could be odd, could be a weird one for us. Let's go ahead and gain some life ourselves. Working our way to an ultimatum here. We got, you know, all 3 colors so far, so that's so far so good. We've got another red or green depending on what we need, and this is definitely going to be blue, so feeling okay. What's nice is we can eat up land as well, and you know, this being the only card in the graveyard at the moment, we can use that for land. We could probably get out of Terror of the Peaks this turn. Let's go blue. Terror of the Peaks coming down thanks to our Klothys ramping us up, and now next turn, if they can't deal with the Terror of the Peaks, I'm sure they can. I'm sure they have like a Banishing Light or something. They do need to hit a land though. They missed a land drop. But if this doesn't get taken care of by next turn, we can start shooting things down, which is nice. Beautiful. Okay. Let the fun begin. Let the fun begin. No blocks. We will have to kill these 2 things first before we can kill anything else. All right, let's go for red again. Let's get down green. So where does that leave us? That leaves us 1 short of our, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1 short of our ultimatum. We need a blue, but at least for now we can do this. Kill one of these. He is indestructible to that. Okay. That's fair. And then we play the... Oh, we can't play the Mammoth. We didn't play the right mana there, huh? Okay. So it looks like we're gonna have to play the Lovestruck Beast. I was hoping to play the Lovestruck Beast to kill the Cleric, but it is what it is. At least we don't mind chump blocking here with the Lovestruck Beast. Next turn, killing that Cleric. Terror of the Peaks gets in for 5, just in case they have Speaker of the Heavens. We don't want them to have that extra life. Gosh darn it. Well, now we double block. I don't think they foresee me double blocking though, which is good. They might just swing in here with the 6/6, which could be a big mistake for them. Oof, you should know better than that. Tapped out. Feels good. Feels very good. Now we get to start gaining some life. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and they don't want anything to do with it. I knew it. You know, people don't ever really think about that double block. I don't know why. I make the same mistake all the time as well. I'll swing in and I don't even think or comprehend. I think, oh, my creature's bigger than all their creatures, swing in. You always forget about the double block, man. GG. Good first game. Solid first game. We went up against a weird matchup too, so pretty happy about the result there. As much as I love this part of my hand, I hate this part of my hand, only having 2 lands. What to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. Opponent took 1 mulligan. I don't mind mulligan. Okay. Still not great. Still not great, but we'll take it, I guess. We could buy our Obosh, make that our main game plan focus, I guess. Throw back one of these Terror of the Peaks because we want to hit that with our ultimatum. That's where it really counts. Dang, our opponent took some heavy mulligans, huh? All right, we go green here. Probably with this, yeah, we go green with this. The reason we go green with this is because we don't have another way to get red source. And we're gonna need double red for the Terror, so we probably want to save this red and hopefully draw into another red. That's the hopes. We can always search red too with the Giant, which is nice, but... Gonna go for the Edgewall Innkeeper here. It's probably gonna die. Probably going to die, but that's okay. At least it takes a turn off of our opponent to make a play, you know? But if they do it with like a Mire's Grasp, yep, there it is. If they do it with Mire's Grasp, that just gives the Ephemia something to sacrifice for a zombie, which kind of stinks. Okay, well, things are getting weird. Things are getting weird really quickly. Now the question here is, so 3, 4, and then next turn I put on 5. So this will be ready to go by next turn. So there's no point in bringing in the Obosh here. So best play here would be to get another red source. Looking to draw into a green source, and then we got all the mana we need for our ultimatum, which is nice. Terror of the Peaks coming down is nice as well next turn because we can start shooting some things out of the sky. And it's a big blocker too, which is nice. Let's go, Terror! Man, I could really use another green source here. If we can find another green source here, we're in really good shape. I'd be surprised, yeah, if they didn't swing all here, honestly. Keep the pressure on. This only deals 2 damage to me. It can't actually choose a target, so I think that's a pretty good block, but then that kind of sets them up for a Mire's Grasp, so I'd rather just take the 1. I'm not trying to get got with that Mire's Grasp, you know what I'm saying? Alright, Edgewall Innkeeper coming in kills the Ephemia, which is awesome. But that's all we can really play, huh? Man, not having a green source here is kind of jank. Alright, well, we can at least buy our Obosh, which is nice. Takes out one of their engine pieces, but they do still have the Hateful Eidolon, and like I said, I know they have a Mire's Grasp, which is definitely going to hit that, and then they're going to draw a card off of it. We're still going to keep our Terror of the Peaks back for blocks. Ready? Mire's Grasp. Oh, Ephemia first, then Mire's Grasp. They're still trying to jabait my Terror first. No blocks. We'll take the 1 again. Interesting. I swear they're holding on to it. There's no other reason why they'd be attacking right now with that Scorpion. That wouldn't be the play. If I play this, I could play a 1/1 and actually deal a lot more damage than 1. Deal 2. Sure. I like it. I like it a lot. We gonna kill something tough. Let's go for something tough. So let's go for you. Get rid of that Scorpion so it stops attacking. And then we kill you because I don't want to see any more zombies. And next we take care of the Eidolon, so we take care of their draw engine. This hits for 10 right now, so I mean that's not a terrible play, but they definitely have something here that's going to kill one of our creatures. So let's just wait 1 more turn. I know it's not ideal, but we're gonna wait 1 more turn. If we can hit a green source, we ultimatum, we win the game 1 shot. If we don't hit a green source and they kill something, we can play another Terror of the Peaks. I don't foresee us losing this game, no matter what that is in their hand, unless it's an extinction event, but I'd rather play this game safe than sorry, you know? I don't want to get too aggressive. Getting aggressive can cost us big time. Come on, green source. Let's do it. If I get a green source, it's GG's. Okay, another Terror. All right, they said they're done, so I don't blame them. Terror of the Peaks right there would have came down, and just alone from landing on the battlefield, it would have dealt 10 damage. And then after 10 damage was dealt, I would have swung in here with it for another 10. And probably sent... I probably wouldn't have sent everybody across, but... Yeah, we didn't... Yeah, I guess the game wasn't quite over that turn, but it was close. GG. I hope you're all enjoying this deck as much as I am. Like I said, this is a very, very easy deck to win with. If you guys want to like get to Mythic or like really hard focus on, you know, placing in Mythic in the top 1200, this is definitely one of the decks to do it. It's one of the stronger decks out there right now. We keep getting Terror and Ultimatum in hand, which is kind of poopy. Up against potentially mono red. Seemed like that might have been some instant speed action there. Probably a shock, I'm sure. Kazandu, okay, no problems. No problems. We're gonna shock that, I think, with our Bonecrusher Giant. That gotta get that Robber of the Rich off the battlefield because it can be hella annoying, and especially 2. 2 can be even more annoying. They just keep stealing my stuff. All right, well, now we play this for what? Red mana? And then search for... I could put a big body out onto the battlefield. That might be a decent play, and then drop a Mammoth for land next turn. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and play the body. I'm gonna give them no incentive for swinging in with that Robber. If they still swing in with the Robber, we know that they definitely have that shock that I was talking about. All right, we make them take an entire turn wasting on removing our Bonecrusher. I'll take that all day. Blue source, love to see it. Another blue source, don't mind if I do. Could have gone green there and dropped the Edgewall, but I really, really needed blue for the ultimatum, so. Oh, they're running. Oh, that's my Edgewall. I was like, they're running green. Hold on. That's my Edgewall, though. False alarm. All right, got to get this Terror of the Peaks out so we can start mowing down some of these other guys. Hopefully they don't have a way to take care of it yet. So we just need 1 more land. This Mammoth right here is enough to get us an ultimatum, so that's kind of nice. Oh, that has shock all over it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to block here. If they're going to have it, it better be Scorching Dragonfire. It sure is. Damn it. You force them to have it, and they have it. It's all you can do, though, honestly. Sometimes you just got to force your opponent to have it. Edgewall. I kind of want Edgewall down right now because if we can survive a turn with the Edgewall, we can Ultimatum. We might be able to hit a couple adventure cards. So I think that's the play over the Mammoth. I know the Mammoth is bigger and it can block the Robber, but with the Edgewall Innkeeper, like I said, if we could just stay alive this turn, which I foresee us actually staying alive, the Ultimatum here could be potentially really good for our draws if we hit some adventures. That's 2 draws right there. You see what I'm saying? Okay, never mind. I did not know how that card works, apparently. I thought for sure that would have gave us some draws, but apparently not. All right, so the Brontodon. Am I right? I mean, I should have got some draws off of that, right? I mean, a couple adventure cards entered the battlefield, right? Oh, when I cast. Okay, it's not ETB, it's when I cast. Gosh darn it. You live and you learn, you know? That's the first time I was put in that position, and now we know. So the play there, guys, would have been the Mammoth. That way we could have blocked the Robber, but the Robber would have turned into a 1/1 goat anyways. 1/1 Satyr. I kind of want to just kill the Annex now. I'm fine with that trade-off. I know we could have used the Brontodon for like Embercleave, but I think that's still okay. Come on, Terror of the Peaks. Okay, I'll take a... Ooh, come on. I just got the Henge, too. I was going to start healing. GG's. This deck is so strong. Man, we are cruising along right now. Absolutely cruising along. Love it. Love to see it. 94%. I think we got here yesterday at one point, and then we did lose a best of 3 and went back down to 93% during the stream. So that's where we ended up. All right, I'm gonna keep this hand and I'm gonna explain why. So if we drop this down for 1, the following turn we lead with the Lovestruck Beast. If we can keep the Lovestruck Beast alive and draw into 2 lands, we get the Henge on turn 4. But that would require us drawing. We're up against another Obosh deck. We need to hit lands. This could be really problematic. I really probably should not keep this hand. But I love that we have the Henge and the Beast in the same hand, so I'm going to keep it. This is super greedy. This is hella greedy. We're playing the mirror matchup, so having a Henge is actually very important. And having a Brontodon would be really nice. That way we can kill their Henge. Okay. That's one of the cards I did not want to see. I do need to hit 2 lands, and I need to hit them back to back here. Come on. All right, that's a land. We're one step closer. How do we want to play the land? So we got to be really smart about this. So blue and then great. Let's play this first. Okay. And blue is the most important one that we know we're gonna need because of the Ultimatum having 3 devotion to blue. And then this can come down as either red or green. I think green is going to be more important because we're trying to focus the Henge here. Red would be if we were trying to focus the Terror. I got to get 1 land in the next 2 turns. I'm happy to make this trade-off if they want. Okay, they're going to stomp me out. That's fair. That's fair. Come on, land. You could do this. We could do this. Just don't make me sweat. Ah, you're gonna make me sweat. All right. I can drop my 2 Edgewall Innkeepers. You know what? I'm not gonna play the game where I'm gonna like gamble that we hit this land. I'm not gonna play that game. I think I'm gonna drop my double Edgewalls. That way next turn, if I don't hit a land, I could still play my Lovestruck and get like 2 cards. Maybe that's the play. That way we can keep our card advantage up and make sure we hit our tempos, our land drops. All right, we'll do that. I think that's going to be the play. Hold on, my dog just walked into the room and opened my door, and there's some kids here that are really loud. All right, so they drop down a Bonecrusher, draw 2 cards. Okay. That's fair. Now they want to trade because they got their value. Heck no, I'm gonna get my value. All right, I knew we weren't gonna hit it. I had a weird feeling that the game was gonna do that to us, so I'd rather. I'm glad we chose the other path. All right, we're gonna go blue here for sure. That way we can get our ultimatum going. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. We gotta make sure we always have blue. No attacks, and then we have another Lovestruck Beast, which is nice. We can clearly get down our Henge though, which would really give us the advantage here. If we can, if the Lovestruck Beast can survive. Our opponent's slightly ahead here just because they went first and we kind of struggled with our mana in the beginning. Okay. That's fine. We can get down our Henge, our Brontodon. Wait, can we get it all down in one turn? Probably not, huh? The Henge, we can get down the Brontodon, but we can't kill their Henge. So do we prioritize killing their Henge first? I think we do. I think we prioritize their Henge because if we leave it sit, oh, man, yeah. Wow, what to do? This is tough. This is tough because if we play our Henge, we're just one turn behind them, and then they're just gonna get all kinds of value out of their next play. All right, slow them down a little bit. Let's get another 1/1 here. Do we block or do we attack? This is tough. This is actually tough. I'm gonna go ahead and swing in. We could chump block here, and I'll make the trades with the Innkeepers. We have the Henge, so there's no reason for us to keep our Innkeepers anymore. If they want to make the trade, we can. I'm fine with that. That's actually huge. That's huge. I'll take that all day. I'll take that all day long. It sets us back on our Henge a little bit, but... Oh, they are Temur. Okay. So we got to look out for their ultimatum now. They're missing 2 blues, though, for their ultimatum, so... Oh, just one. Just kidding. Cultivate now. Watch. Ready? Cultivate. Oh, that would suck. Spikefield Hazard. Okay. I still get a card draw. Unless they have another one. Interesting, man. This matchup's pretty wild. Really forcing me to use my brain, and I don't appreciate it. So no Henge this turn. What's going to be the play? Probably just the Lovestruck Beast, draw a card. We should be able to hit a land within 2 draws, and then play Obosh from here to our hand. That seems like a really strange play. That tells me they have something fishy going on here, right? I mean, who would do that? Brazen Borrower, bounce my token? Okay. There's no real reason to attack then. Alright, let's get that draw. Hopefully it's a land, and it's not. Great. Talking all that trash about how we should draw a land, and we don't even draw it. At least we drew a Bonecrusher. At least that's a nice consolation prize. This is coming down though, right? 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It sure can. We could chump block that all day though. I'm not too concerned about that. Alright, let's go. Let's do this. Let's freaking dance, kid. Do we get the Brontodon down or do we get the Obosh into our hand? Or do we get the Bonecrusher down and draw 2 cards? Brontodon draws a card 2 off. I'm gonna drop the Brontodon just in case they drop a Henge here and it's ready to go. No attacks. And I will absolutely double block that and kill it if I have to. With our Henge being down now, we've got a huge advantage on our opponent. And if they kill our Henge somehow, I really doubt they're mainboarding Brontodon. I am because of this situation, but I doubt they are. Nobody mainboards Brontodon unless you're a mad lad like me. Unless you're an absolute psychopath like your boy. That's an ultimatum though. They're gonna ultimatum and it could absolutely swing this game, which would make me really sad. My ultimatum is so far from being activated here, it's not even funny. Alright, do we get down Klothys? Probably, right? Klothys is a really good way for us to gain life. And it's indestructible. It's all that good stuff, so it's a nice little chump blocker for the giant. Not much they can do about it. They've got something instant speed for 2. It's either going to be a stomp or it's going to be a brazen bar or bounce. So either way, that 1/1's going. So we should really cast a giant this next. We probably should have cast the giant first. That way we could have got our card draw off of it. But wait, can we cast a giant now? Oh no, we had to use our red source, huh? Well, that's super unfortunate. We gotta find another red source. That's sad. We really need another red source here. Another giant can go. Keep our hands just in case that small percentage chance. Okay, Obosh down. That's really bad. If we can get our Obosh down and then I guess Stomp wouldn't even work, would it? At least with the Obosh down, though, we can trade a little bit. This will be 4 damage. That'd be pretty sick. Opponents like got no cards, which is great. That's our only advantage here. My only issue is, for some reason, I think they're holding on to a ultimatum. That's worst case scenario, and that's why I'm going there in my brain. I just feel like you got to always be prepared for worst case scenario. Yeah, another red source. Let's go, champ. Let's get the old Terror of the Peaks down. Cultivate. Don't mind if I freaking do. Ultimatum coming in hot next turn. Hope you're ready for this. GG's. I'm 1 turn behind their ultimatum though if they have it here, which is not good. I guess we don't really need the Edgewall, do we? This doesn't have trample. There's honestly, what if they run Embercleave? What if it's Embercleave, guys? We just lose, right? I mean, there's nothing we could do. We just got to pray that it's not an Embercleave. I don't think it is, but you never know. That would be pretty intense. Okay, it's not Embercleave. I had a little minor panic attack there. I haven't seen anyone run Embercleave in this deck yet, but I wouldn't put it past people to do so. Oh, that's GG. That's GG. They hit a giant for 14, and that's double damage. Man, if only we had one more go, we would have had it. One more turn. We just found that land a little bit too late. GG. Well, if we're gonna lose, I'm glad that we lost to a mirror matchup, so that's okay. At least you guys got to see how strong the deck was, at least. We just had some mana trouble there, man. We couldn't get that mana going. It's tough. It's tough. Up against Tempest, let's get it. Let's get it. Ooh, more mana problems I foresee here, but we have a Kazandu we could play as a green source right away, and it leads us into our Beanstalk Giant, so this is better. Definitely a much better hand than the hand I took last game, so I'll take it. And a Cultivate, nice. Cultivate and a giant. We're gonna get an ultimatum off this game. That's what that means. You know what that means? It means perfection. That's what that means. All right, we're gonna take a blue and a red. Red can go down. No attack. They get my Edgewall, right? Or do they draw a card? I forget how this card works, right? They can draw a card if it dies. 3 life and draw a card. Nice. Okay. Savage. Savagery. Okay, do we go for this and then the Beanstalk, or do we play... Yeah, I think we do the Beanstalk here. Or do we go for Terror? There's a lot of options here, actually. Maybe I go Terror. No, they've definitely got like Heartless Axe and things like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and just play the Beanstalk Giant. Shoot. We have so many ways to get green, but not a lot of ways to get blue. I should have never took that red source. That was a big mistake. I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret that, but it is what it is. We have way more ways to find a green source than we do a blue, so we had to do it that way. I should have never got that red source. I should have definitely gotten a double blue, and then we'd be in a position right now where we'd have to choose between red and green, which is a much better position. I guess it's the same either way you look at it. We're going to need to find a green source, but yeah, never mind. I don't know why in my brain I thought that was a better play, but it's probably the same. They're ramping as well, though, which tells me they have some funny top-end business that's not going to be fun to deal with. Let's go here and then drop a 1/1 to their face, and then that'll open up options for our Henge if we can find a green source. They're definitely gonna have removal spells, though. I'm anticipating something pretty big here. Extinction Event is definitely an option for them. You know, there's a lot of things that they could play here that would really upset me. Okay, Garuk, I'm not too upset with that. As long as we can find this ultimatum here. Oh, they go for the kill, though. All right, I didn't expect that. Found it. Let's go. Found it. Oh, let's go. We hit a Terror of the Peaks. We hit a Terror of the freaking Peaks, my guy. All right, the 5 should have gone here, but honestly, I didn't feel like looking to see which one was which. All right, there we go. And I think that pretty much solidifies our positioning here. If they all get swept somehow with an extinction event or whatever it may be, we have a Henge here to rebuild. So all's well that ends well on this game, I think. Climbing up to that 99 percentile, that's what we're looking for. We want to get to that 99 percentile so we can finally get a number before the end of the month. We have just a couple days left. Discard 2 cards. Okay. That sucks. We got to discard the Preypiercer. Kind of needed that. But we definitely need to Henge a lot more. And let's go ahead and get in there for a nice little attack. A nice little attack for lethal, that is. And then we had a 10 loyalty Klothys there. Jeez. Savage, man. This deck is nuts. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back from the gameplay footage. I hope you really enjoyed this one. I know I had a blast playing it. We did take a loss today on this one against another mirror matchup, but that's okay. Anytime you lose to an opponent that's playing the same deck as you, all you can do, is keep your head up, keep moving, because it was just, a bad luck. I mean, you guys are basically going off of who's going to draw better. So, but other than that, the deck played very good against all the other matchups we had. I think MVP of the day obviously was Klothys. Klothys, like I said, is just super strong in the meta. Brontodon actually came in really big handy there on that mirror matchup, like I was telling you guys, against the Henge. So Brontodon is pretty stacked as well. I love it. I love the way the deck played. I think that we have this pretty much tuned as best as it can be, because one thing you need to know about the Preypiercer that I didn't actually touch on in the beginning is that because it's your companion, all the sources, all of your deck needs to contain cards with odd converted mana costs. So basically, not a lot can be changed here. You're pretty limited on what it is you can change. Something that I would consider, I mean, I wouldn't exactly make the hard judgment of making that change just yet, but I would think about maybe trying to squeeze in an Elysian Grove somewhere in the deck. And the only reason for that is because there's been a couple of times now where the Ultimatum, we just didn't have the proper mana setup, and maybe if we could play that Elysian Grove a turn before we try to drop our Ultimatum, if we can keep it alive, we can hit that Ultimatum a little bit easier. But that might be a tough squeeze to get in here to make it, to make it better. I don't necessarily know if it'll make it better because it's a creature that's susceptible to removal spells. So just something to think about though, to maybe help you get to the curve a little bit easier. Maybe even throwing in a couple more Triomes might help. But other than that, other than the actual mana base and getting to our Ultimatum, everything else felt really smooth. I wouldn't actually make too many changes to this deck at all. I would probably keep it exactly the same if I'm being completely honest. I don't foresee another version of this deck that could do better in best of one, but I definitely am open ears. So just let me know in the comments below if you have any thoughts or comments about the deck that you may want to make changes to. If you have any ideas to make it better, I'm all ears. So definitely let me know, and let me know if you guys love the deck or if you dislike the deck, or if you like this format of me actually taking a tier 1 deck and playing it into Mythic. Let me know. But I do think the next video we're going to have is a little bit more of an original deck of mine. We're working on it right now. We're working out the kinks, but I hope you guys all enjoyed this one. And thank you so much to all of you who are still here listening to the sound of my voice and made it this far into the video, because it means a lot to me. The algorithm, it helps it so much when you guys stick around this long, and it helps push my videos out to more people. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate it. We're so close to our target goal of 1,000 subscribers, and I can't thank you all enough for that. And yeah, that's it. I think that pretty much wraps up the video, and we'll go ahead and start working on the next one for this week, and we'll see you then. Peace.